You should be humble and find a way to work on your weaknesses or you're never going to progress forward in the world, they told me. Well, frankly, I've been in this world for a little bit of time, and although that may be true in private when you have time to practice, when it's game time, all you can do is double down on your strengths because your weaknesses are what they are, your strengths will be what they are, and the Florida Panthers, they remembered, hey boys, our power play stinks. 5-on-5, unstoppable. 5 unanswered goals by the Florida Panthers after 3-0 lead by the Washington Capitals? Let's talk about it. Well, I'm not sure what to say about this game. I mean, this is basically what I've come to expect from the entire NHL playoffs. It's a wild roller coaster. As a fan whose team's eliminated, I'm just loving the hockey that I'm seeing, and the Florida Panthers show some grit and answer back. I feel like I'm saying that on repeat. The Toronto Maple Leafs show grit and answer back. Have the young Leafs slayed their demons. The young New York Rangers show grit and answer back in Game 5. Have the New York Rangers slayed their demons. The Florida Panthers down 3-0. Young, show some grit. Have they slayed their demons? The battle of the veteran team versus the young team has been in every series in the NHL playoffs with the exception of the Avs and the Preds, who are about evenly matched in age. The veteran Capitals team falls to the young hotness that is the Florida Panthers because the Florida Panthers, remember, we may have one trick, but it's the best trick in hockey, and that's called scoring goals. 5 goals unanswered from extremely dangerous places, from extremely dangerous players on very dangerous lines. Can you say dangerous enough? Because this Panther team is dangerous when it wants to score 5-on-5. So, hey, there she is. That's the girl I remember. Those are the Florida Panthers who ended up entering this series, and the muck clog up the middle strategy of the Washington Capitals to wear you down and beat you ends up failing. And I gotta say, like every Panthers fan, shout out to my buddy Zev, who's in our Discord, by the way. We'll talk about that later. He was at the game in Florida. He said you could hear a pin drop after goal 2. Well, after goal 3, something woke the big cats up. And they ended up scoring on the back of Carter Verhaeghe, Aleksander Barkov, and Claude Giroux. That's the line that's got to do it. You need your Stallions scoring goals. Hornqvist scores again from an assist off of Verhaeghe. There's a trend emerging because Sam Reinhart gets a goal from, you guessed it, Verhaeghe and the other Sam, or is Reinhart the other Sam? The Sams both got a point. The 4th goal is from, lots of players to pick from. I guess we'll pick Carter Verhaeghe for his 4th point and Alexander Barkov, and then Claude Giroux from Mr. 5-point Carter Verhaeghe. Unbelievable. And Gustav Forsling. Take a look at the dangerous chances of the Florida Panthers. This matches their heat map. If you've been here on this channel, I talked about their heat map through the regular season. They do all of their damage and all of their work in the low slot. And that's what happens again tonight. All the goals, everything comes from here. When you're a talented team, you got to penetrate the middle, but it's pretty tough to penetrate when you got a condom. I mean, a team like the Washington Capitals. And that isn't a shot. The Washington Capitals are a team that like to take away the middle from you. They like to make you pay the price for going to the middle, and they like to keep you to the outside. But the Florida Panthers beat the safety protocols, and they end up swimming in. Like, that's the worst reference I've ever made, but we're going with it. The Washington Capitals are no slouches themselves. The Florida Panthers team defense is actually pretty good. We talked about it. 5-on-5 is the best team in the NHL statistically in the regular season, and by my eye test, they're darn good. So Washington also ends up penetrating into the deep, dark burdens of the low slot, and they end up scoring goals from there. The rest of the game, and the next stat I want to talk to you about when I say the rest of the game, is the hit count. Why? Hit count matters. Don't you remember last game when I said the Florida Panthers out hit the Washington Capitals, and I said that's a concern? The Florida Panthers shouldn't be out hitting the Washington Capitals, not because they're not big and not because they can't hit, but because that means they don't have the puck on their stick. The Florida Panthers need to play with the puck on their stick, and the hit count after this game was 48-35. That is almost 17 less hits than last game. The game before, that's good. That's what you want. That's how you win games. Scoring goals, puck possession. That's Florida's bread and butter. Before we go ahead and break down the goals, we always want to remind you, like, thumbs up, subscribe, join our Discord. We'd love to have you here. Our content will always be free. All those options are free. They go a long way to help us out. We're always chatting in the Discord. That's how I knew my buddy Zev was at the Florida Panther game. So he was chatting with us. We were chatting with them. We were watching the Rangers and the Pens. We were watching the Caps and the big cats all at the same time. So go ahead, take a look at that. And you know what? If you're liking the content you're getting out here, whether you're new or you've been around for a while, consider giving us a super thanks down below, the little heart with the money. It's like a tip, tipping your bartender if you like the content. If not, no big deal, because the thumbs up goes a super long way to help share this video. So does a comment. And if you want to get more connected with Coach Ryan D and Hot Garbage Sports, we do have a membership option. And down below, this is all new to YouTube. This is why we talk about it. They have started copying the Twitch TV model. If you've been over there, now I'm an old guy, so I don't really hang out on Twitch a lot. YouTube seems to be my jam. If you want to go ahead and sign up for the coaches staff, it's a good way to progress through, show your support for Coach Ryan D, get early access to certain perks, and hey, even go ahead and have a video made in your name or a big shout out from Coach. You'll always get priority access. You get a little bit more knowledge and attention than others would. Plus, it goes to support the channel. Thanks, all you beauties. See you on the staff. Now, why don't we go ahead and do what I know everybody comes here to do? Break down goals. Dingers, baby. Washington power plays a beautiful tip in by TJ Oshie. Puck ends up to the top here to John Carlson. TJ Oshie gets in front of the net. You need to have a Panther in front of the net. Carlson's one of the most elite defensemen in the league. Lets a quick shot go. Beautiful redirect by Oshie. Oshie is one of the best in the NHL at redirecting. Goal goes in. 1-0 Capitals, and right away I'm thinking, oh boy, this is going to be a long night for the Panthers. Take a look at the greatness that is Oshie. Here's the stick. Here's the puck. What a beautiful tip. Bobrovsky has no chance. He's able to see it and track it, but there's nothing you can do when TJ Oshie decides to get his stick on the puck this way. He has done it a couple times this series. He's made a career out of it. He ends up dropping it through Bobrovsky in that 5-hole. What are you going to do, Bobs? Don't get on Bobrovsky for that one. I'm not sure anything would have stopped that goal. Neutral zone regroup, one of my favorite plays in hockey. Practice, practice, practice. It ends up going back into their zone by design. You're trying to catch a couple Florida Panthers sleeping here and create an odd man rush going the other way. And it ends up working. Remember, that was Justin Schultz that made that pass back to the defenseman there. You end up stretching the ice here, and now you have the grade 8 moving through the zone. There is no choice here but for the Florida Panthers defenseman to back in the zone. You have a 3-on-2 here now. That means, and we've learned a lot on this channel, right, kiddos? That they need to back in. This is not time to stand him up at the line. So the grade 8 ends up pushing through, which I like. He bumps the puck up high, which I like. He goes wide, which I do not like. I would have much rather had him push the mid lane. All players, regardless of skill, need to drive the mid lane. But who am I to tell the greatest goal scorer in the NHL what to do? You end up seeing a little bit of a slapper, and now you can see why driving the mid lane is so important, though, can't you? There's nobody in the way. Like, Bobrovsky's got a clear idea. You're not doing much over here, Ovi. I'm not a huge fan of it, but again, he has done things right about 800 times in his career in terms of his goal count, and this one ends up working out as well, too. Unfortunately, Bobrovsky is unable to handle that puck and that slap shot at this point in time, and that's the unfortunate downfall for this. You got to be able to find it. Puck is loose right there. And remember how far back Justin Schultz was? Well, he's here now. He's going to hunt that puck, and he's going to end up putting it in. Not much you can ask a defenseman to do here like Ekblad. Once the puck's lost in your skate, you're trying your best. You just need your goalie to be able to settle that one down and keep the rebound within his pads. Schultz finds it, toe drags it out of Ekblad's skate, finds the empty net. That's a tough one. All starts due to a rebound. Another odd man rush here for the Capitals. And for those of you who didn't know, once you get up 3 goals on our sponsor, BetUS, most betting sites will actually end up paying you out and giving you the win. Statistically, once you're up 3 goals, the game should be over. So Vegas is telling you, too bad, so sad. We're happy to move on with this one, but the Panthers were not, and that's why we continue to play the game. We don't play it off a stat sheet. Perfect zone entry here by Kuznetsov. The fact that Florida is backing into the zone, this is the correct play. I like the back check here by Florida. He's in good skating position. Bobrovsky has a very nice angle here. Proper defense, proper offense here. As we carry through, what I don't like right now is the laydown. I absolutely despise the laydown. You've heard me say it a million times. There's only so many things I can talk to about hockey because people keep doing dumb stuff. Easy sauce pass over to TJ Oshie. He ends up going in. And why I don't like the laydown is now you're forcing Bobrovsky into an angle change. The laydown either takes the shot away completely or it makes the hardest shot in hockey for a goalie to save, which is a cross ice pass on a 2-on-1 or a 2-on-0. To me, the risk is not worth the reward. If we go back to the spot where we see Kuznetsov lining up here, he's at the top of the circle. All I would continue to do here if I was this defenseman is I would continue to back in and I would look to take this pass away, not by laying down, but by actually moving over and making sure I can tie up Oshie. Why? Yes, Kuznetsov's going to get a good shot, but Bobrovsky has the best chance on an angle like this because he doesn't have to move. So let Kuznetsov in, let him shoot. If the sniper can score bar down, hey, it's the way she goes. But the best chance you have on a 2-on-1 is always to let the goalie have the shot. I hate the laydown. I hate the early laydown. Players are too skilled. They beat it every time. And as soon as I said every time, I knew inbound comments, clips, videos of the laydown working. God, I hate the laydown. Comment away. It helps the channel. You want to win a hockey game? You need leaders. Leaders like this. Take a look at the back check here for Florida. Don't give up on that puck. Continue skating backwards. That will allow you to turn it over. Now, remember, we talk about a lot of one-on-ones here in this channel. What is this called? This is called gap. This is good gap. We call this a toes forward play. You may think he's out of position. This is fine. This is taught well. Take a look at his ability to recover here. We don't mind this as a defenseman at all. We don't mind this angle. There's nothing wrong with it. It was well done because you can see even if he didn't hit that puck, he's able to continue tracking the player. So this is a fine play by a defenseman. You don't always have to be skating backwards. You can pivot forwards and check that way. Once that turnover occurs, you can see they get caught at the blue line and the Caps are caught sleeping. Their defensemen don't see it coming. Carter Verhaeghe is going to start his damage here. He's unable to get a shot. He ends up moving it across ice, and then we get a few little dance plays here. Barkov's just going to put one on net here. Now he is shooting for the wall or low. He's shooting for a deflection. So even though it banks off the wall and comes out here to Verhaeghe, we know we have a player over here on the slot and a lot of sticks. So he's not trying to score. He's trying to throw it into the junk strategically because you never know what's going to happen when it hits junk. Luckily for the Florida Panthers, it takes a beautiful favorable bounce instead of hitting junk right onto the stick of Verhaeghe, who just says, that'll be 1 of 5, please. You miss high and wide, the puck's going in the back of your net. You have heard me say this over and over and over again. Miss high and wide, take a look. Now that puck is leaving the zone and bye-bye. Great scoring chances always turn into scoring chances against you in the offensive zone. Who knew you were the most vulnerable in the offensive zone? Absolutely banana sandwich. Great skate here by Verhaeghe. Ends up bumping it out for a breakaway to Hornqvist. Stays on side too. Unbelievable play. Hornqvist ends up moving in. No chance here for Samsonov. Really nice move by the veteran. And I really appreciate the fact that he just shot bar down. There was nothing special there. He ends up moving in, freezing him with a quiet little move. He uses speed. He doesn't slow down and do dangle, 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 dangle. Speed, shoot the puck. Works way better than most of the moves used in the NHL today. Still, all reliable, they call it. There's not much to break down on this goal. This is just a fun goal. We call it a cluster in front of the net. That's the professional term at this point in time. You have a whole bunch of people whacking at pucks. You don't want to be whacking at pucks here if you're the Capitals. Just hit the guy. It's a legal hit. Don't check him into your goalie. Go ahead, body check him, throw him out of there. The puck's in there. It's able to be played, but they don't. Little bit of a wraparound here. They end up whacking away at it. Sam Reinhart ends up putting it in. That's a goal, and that's Verhaeghe's 3rd point of the night. Here's an even better angle at it. Look, puck watch, puck watch, puck watch. Where's the puck? Somebody put the guy on his ass. It's very simple. It's playoff hockey. Players are always going to cross-check and do stupid things at stupid times, but it seems like when there's a cluster in front of the net, everyone starts whacking at sticks and pucks. I don't get it. Take a look at this back check here by Florida. Beautiful job. Continues skating into that puck. Turns it over. You gotta love that. Ends up turning over the puck. Breakout pass. Fast break. Fast break means you end up moving it across 2 lines and then you catch them sleeping with an odd man rush. Take a look at all these hard strides from the entire end of the ice. That's about 15 hard strides to drive the net. Split the D. We talk about it. Split the D, drive the mid lane. Split the D, drive the mid lane. Someone needs to drive the mid lane. Why do you drive the mid lane? Because you get goals driving the mid lane. That's how you score. Beautiful feed through. That's Verhaeghe's 4th point of the game, 2nd goal. He starts the play. He finishes the play. He's a one-man wrecking crew today. Let's go ahead and finish the game with Verhaeghe and a beautiful chip there. I mean, again, one-man wrecking crew. Verhaeghe is gone and he's off to the races. I think he ate his Wheaties this morning. Children on this site, Wheaties was a cereal that was very popular by sport athletes like Michael Jordan that said you should eat your Wheaties in order to be good at sports. So if you're a zillennial or a young millennial, you probably have no idea what that is. So it's a superfood. It's the original superfood. It is definitely not just sugar and cereal. I promise you, it's the greatest breakfast of all athletes. Second to only Flutie Flakes. And if you don't know what those are, go ahead and take a look. 3-on-1 here to end the game. He ends up moving it over to his partner. You got to love that unselfish play. Hey, look what the defenseman is doing. He's laying down again. I don't like when guys lay down. Now, there's a caveat to this one. When you're on a 3-on-1, which is very rare, the goalie is probably screwed no matter what you do. So the high risk, high reward of the laydown may be the right call in this. I always stand up, but if you want to lay down on a 3-on-1, I'm more okay with that than I am on a 2-on-1. That puck ends up moving across, and this is why I don't like the laydown. Luckily, he's able to get up, but take a look at that one. Puck ends up going in the back of the net. That's Giroux from Verhaeghe. There's nothing you can do to prevent that goal. You don't want to let pucks go across the railroad. Game, Florida Panthers. That's everything, Florida. We had a Florida fan on here. Well, the Florida fan, because there's only one right on this channel. There's a few things we acknowledge. Florida fan, singular. We don't like the Coyotes. And there's only 31 NHL teams. Prove me wrong. Beautiful game by Florida. Big Cats are going crazy. Zev, I'm sure you're having a party tonight down in South Florida. That building, I'm sure, is rocking. Great work, team. Catch you in the next one.